straight talk from our perspective. This is ManCave Live with your host, Lexington Steele, and co-host, Andre Lavelle, and Johnny Depp on LA Talk Radio. Let's get it in.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is indeed the Man Cave. This is Man Cave Talk here, people. This is what you get in the barbershop. Ladies, this is what you get in the salon. We're not holding back. We're on the attack. This is February. It was February 5th?
Yep.
We're going to hit you with a fifth of serious knowledge tonight. See what I'm saying? I'm
Look
not
at
talking
you.
about
You
alcohol.
on your toes tonight,
You know what? I might drink a fifth. I might drink an eighth.
How witty
I
are
might
you?
smoke a quarter.
Look at you.
See what I'm saying? But in the end, there
I
are
didn't know
no
you was a
borders. That we are going live, and as we strive to hit the knowledge that we all
going on with
and everything.
is never contrived.
Wow.
I'm not prepared.
I'm your man, Lex Steele. I'm not the only one in the house. I got my man to my right, left of me, and they don't speak like a louse.
Wait a minute.
Hey, man.
What's your top five?
I know.
Oh no, we could end up with that for the rest of the show.
I'm just saying.
Wow.
Gentlemen,
Yes. Good evening, gentlemen.
what's going on?
Good
Appearing,
evening, man.
hey, you know, it's my main man Johnny Depp appearing courtesy of Bow.
That's FormulaR3.com, Rise, Rock, and Restore, sexual enhancement for men, all natural. And you know what? It works.
Andre will attest.
Hey,
And so
I
I
got
asked
to
me one of those
order
pamphlets
a
over here,
few
brother.
more.
Yeah, give me slide one over this.
Now,
great
we gotta
story.
introduce-
Let's
Let's introduce our guest tonight, Mr. Troy Rawlings, in the house.
What's going on, everybody? How you
What's
doing?
going on, big dog?
Thank you, brother, for bringing me through. I appreciate
doubt.
No doubt, no doubt. No, Troy, give us a little bit, or I'm familiar, Andre's familiar with you. Can you tell us and tell the people out there, our viewership, introduce yourselves to them in a way that makes sure they know what you're doing out there?
They call me the relationship guru of comedy. For people that know me, I've been around for a while, doing my thing in comedy and thankfully just getting into executive producing. I'll talk about that project later on. But I was blessed to get a book deal last year and brought out a series of relationship books. First book is called Butt Naked Honest Conversational Foreplay for Dating. So and Lex and I met. I do a lot of stuff behind the scenes, helping people with radio projects. I've been in radio since 2000.
That's what's up.
So it's a blessing to be here, man. It's good stuff. And hit me up at Troy Rawlings wherever you are online. Google me, Troy Rawlings, RAWLINGS. You'll find out a bunch about me. We got so much stuff to talk about. Man.
that you mentioned that you're a relationship guru because last Saturday Lex was on Raising Whitley and it's caused quite a stir.
Wait a second. I just, mind you, a week before I'm home and I'm catching up on stuff. And I'm checking out Raising Whitley. My man David Arnold was on there. Lunell was on there. And I'm tripping. I'm watching. I'm like, man, I don't get a chance to watch all these shows. You know, we are out during the week doing stuff. It's kind of the opposite in L.A. If you're working during the weekend entertainment. On the weekends, you're kind of chilling with your fans. It's weird. So I saw you blast that you were on there and it was a blind date.
Right.
I don't know Kim Whitley personally. She's a beautiful sister. You know, anybody loved you a sister. She's a beautiful sister. But I could imagine what went down. Somebody tell me what happened. Did you see the show?
No, it was in no way. It was orchestrated by Andre, as a matter of fact, who appears regularly on Raising Whitley as a celebrity trainer. Andre trains Kim Whitley.
Oh.
And, you know, as I understand it, there was a conversation you had with Kim in regards to her wanting to or having thoughts of meeting someone new. And, of course, Andre said, I know a guy, and it happened to be myself. And we had a wonderful dinner at our Armenian restaurant here in Los Angeles. And
oh, see, I know you're a gentleman. People may know you from. I know he. You know.
Yeah, he's a straight guy. So you know, she
and fun.
He pre-qualified all the things that women say they want.
Yeah.
Tall, handsome, successful, articulate, educated, blah 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 blah.
There it is.
And so it was a go. But online, since the show, women have been on me saying, "How dare you
hook her up with?"
Yeah.
Because
we're trying to keep her godlike. You don't know what you're doing.
Because people knew that Andre was the one that orchestrated because of his relationship, his friendship, in addition to being her trainer, and so.
How does she feel about it? See, has the show aired?
It
The show aired
Saturday.
It
aired
shared
past
So how
Saturday.
did Kim feel about everything?
The thing
I know
is,
she's cool. She's down to earth.
Well,
the thing is, the reason I mention it is because are women more judgmental than men? Because
oh heck yeah,
they're blasting
in a good way, ladies.
Basically,
no, not always in a good way. Let's be quite frank. I mean, the opinions of women are
women are hard. Let me tell you, women are more judgmental because women judge women. Like most of the time, men we don't get into a whole bunch of judging men.
That's true, yeah.
But a woman will also judge a woman, but a woman will also compliment a woman. We're not big on complimenting men. We say we have to say, like you say, this is like barbershop talk.
Right.
I've worked in barbershops for years.
Put it on the table. Put it on the
table. And we put everything, if you listen to if you put a tape recorder on in a barbershop, listen to the conversation, everything's going forth. What ends up happening is the conversation will spin and turn. We talking about one thing. We may talk about a topic here. We talk about a topic here. But we're not. Our feelings don't get involved with anything unless a dude talk about dude girl and he had to be hitting the girl, and then this is a whole other situation.
And to add on to what you were saying about how men don't compliment men, you know this new thing that's going around that's saying if you pause. If you mean something like gay or anything like that,
right.
Pause.
Like before, when I was like, "Yeah, you look good."
Yeah,
no homo.
You look good. Yeah, like that.
Like we always got this
qualifier.
Yeah, it's kind of like if I was to say that, like, "Yo, Lex, nice glasses." Boom, boom, boom. You wear that. Pause. I'm just giving you a compliment.
Yeah.
It's not like, I want to get with them. It's like,
right.
But so that right there leads me to believe people who say that,
they have insecurities and stuff like that. And once you have a camaraderie, the thing I liked that, like you said, you were dealing with her on one end. You said, this is a friend of mine. She knows your character. That weighs heavily on everything. Of course, we're dealing with reality world and TV and people that think Kim Whitley is one of those people that every girl think that's her girlfriend, but they see in person and Kim don't give them the right thing. She thinks she all this. But, so you never know how people do it. But, yeah, women can be I believe women are more judgmental than men. Right. That's just my thing. And I love women.
Exactly.
But
yeah,
they say they want one thing, and a guy could meet all their standards, but because he doesn't have the right employment, maybe he's a truck driver or a garbage man, even though he meets all these other criteria that she says she wants, she's going to break, because her girlfriend's going, he drive a truck.
You know what? I can speak on behalf of Lex because we're both in the industry as adult entertainers. And I can tell you, before I stepped into this game, I knew the consequences. I knew there's going to be a certain stain that followed you. I don't care how articulate, since we're being barbershop.
Right.
I don't care how articulate you are.
Right.
How smart you are, whatever. They're always going to keep in mind, he does adult. But what about his other accomplishments? He speaks well. He has a radio show. He does this. He does that. He owns this. He's professional. They don't look at any of that, and it's so sad, man. That they can't see past that. It's like, hey, dude, it's just a job. Something that you look at behind closed doors, but in the public, you want to shun us.
Okay, now,
in a multi-billion-dollar industry.
But let's bear in mind, we do have to take into consideration that there was. There's a 180-degree difference between the brands of Kim and her followers, her fandom,
totally
right versus the pedigree of my fandom is completely different. So what you have is just the opinion of your Tyler Perry group, if you will, and that's not necessarily a negative thing, but in terms of identifiable demographic, will be the Tyler Perry fan base.
But can I tell you something, Lex?
Before that, just the notion that while these people do watch adult, they do have certain morals that would just be totally unfathomable that our paths would even cross.
Right.
Mine and Kim's.
Okay, well let me answer it like this. And like you said, you pretty much answered it. Like, they watch. It's kind of like, okay, we admire you behind closed doors, but when we see you in public, it's kind of like, oh my God, like put the cross up to him. It's like, oh my God, he's nasty.
Or at the very least,
the
potential to be revealed as a purveyor of adult media is such a pervasive threat to most people,
Don't spit that.
But you know what?
In the barbershop, we was joking right now for all that.
Fuck that. I went to school. My parents paid for my shit, and I studied. Right. So I make no bones about the fact I used 100% of my vernacular and vocabulary, my syntax. See what I'm saying?
What?
Coming up?
What means?
On Tuesday,
not sentence order.
Hey, and then at the same breath, I'm being like this. I'm in love with the cocoa.
But do women see dating different than guys? Because my thing was, it's just dinner. Right. It's just dinner. Women looking at it as, I'm wasting my time. I want to get married. I'm like,
Oh yeah,
But you know what?
especially a woman is. It depends on the age of the woman and where she's
Exactly.
coming
But gentlemen, is that rooted in the value system that is applied to the vagina,
No.
as opposed to where
The
where
power
the phallic, we'll just give it away free, giving it all free.
from. Let me say,
and we'll go on a date in hopes of, and they'll tell you in a minute, it's just a date. That don't mean you're going to bed with me. Or it's just a drink. I don't owe you nothing. Well, how is going on a date with dinner leading me to the altar? It's just a date.
Right.
Lighten up.
That's a
But
good-
the
that's a
value
very-
system
that's a very
placed
good
on
point.
Punani is a premium. And it's accepted widely. So I mean, people have went to war over the Punani.
Yeah. Well, kingdoms have fell over. Women have caused wars from Helen of Troy to
Half the
Was that
dudes
the
locked
half-
up is
half
over
age
the
that
Punani.
signed
kids cut
million
off
ships?
to
Bill Cosby, no.
Wow. Bill Cosby about to lose his whole career over. Just get to that little big thing to thinking what you do now. Don't ask me a bunch of
25
questions.
years ago. Come on.
I remember before cell phones, none of this would have.
But my point is kind of like, we shouldn't be, if you work in adult, you shouldn't be surprised how people are going to react to you like in mainstream.
That's a good question in and of itself.
A lot of people get upset, like, oh my God, how could you watch me? But you know what? That's just what it is.
But
How
is
many-
it a double
we need to
standard
ask that.
between men and women?
We need to ask that
'Cause-
to the audience. How many women out there would I'm not talking about a young girl who just, I'm trying to get down with whatever. I'm talking about a professional woman looking for somebody. How many women would even consider dating a guy in the adult industry? And is it because he has sex for a living?
I
and you
think
don't
that
wanna get
deals with
down
their own
like that?
insecurity.
Not
That's
to
their
cut
own
either of you
insecurity.
guys off, but ladies
phone
and gentlemen,
line's hopping.
people that are out there, if you want to contribute and participate in this conversation, feel free to dial us at 818-570-5085. Once again, it's 818-570-5085 to participate in this conversation. Gentlemen, you were saying.
Yeah. Good.
Well, is it a double standard? Because how many women who are in the adult industry, whether they're strippers or performers, have been wifed up by or date?
Oh, that's because we get caught up. The vagina is the most powerful thing in the world. I don't know what words I can and can't use on the show.
No, you can use it, please.
The vagina is the most, pussy is the
Yeah, I was
most
about to say,
powerful
go with it.
thing
Yeah.
in the world. I mean, outside of God. But but
And
yeah,
there's-
outside
and there's
but
God,
God
even
made it
within
so
that.
good
Right. I mean,
that the
it
world
had to
will
have been made
continue
by
to go
God,
forward.
no
I mean,
doubt.
that's the only
you know,
way. Because you're calling on them when you're in it. And you get
yeah.
deep enough, she going to call them.
Hello?
And
All
you know
right,
what?
but that's
And,
a whole nother-
and man can recreate the vaginal canal, but ironically enough, they have not been able to make it so that it is self lubricating. So indeed, we do have to
Self-tightening.
right, and, you know,
Self-pulsating.
Well, I'm strictly in the fact that they can recreate it, but that's the one thing that they can't recreate. They can't recreate the reproduction methods of the woman's body,
Right.
nor the self lubricating things, which so we appreciate as we are doing our thing. But
Mother Earth.
to what you were saying, Dre, I explained this to a person not too long ago. It's just the notion that the husband of an adult performer, right, has an appreciation for what she does, but in such a way that there's not judgmental, because there's a realization that there is a separation between love and sex. What I'm saying is that it seems that in most cases, a majority of women still innately have an inability to separate sex and love.
That makes sense. No, that makes a lot of sense.
I'm sure many women would argue that point.
No. Well, the ones that haven't gone to the point where they love
Yeah, they'll
somebody
argue that
and really got it from a person they love. A lot of women have not had the greatest sex ever from someone they were in love with versus falling in love with greatest sex ever. So it's a thing where, in the tantric vernacular, they call it the yoni, but you go to a certain point and you're getting deep into a woman's soul and her mind and her heart. And if she feels like a man is in love with her from via sex because of abuse, because of all this stuff, versus him showing her love. Like, it's harder to show, and men will probably attest to this, it's harder to show a woman genuine, unconditional love without sex than it is to have sex with her and make her think you're in love with her.
Wow, that's deep. I'm thinking. I'm like,
Yeah, I had to think about
Well,
that.
let me put it in the
Like
street
Arsenio Hall
form.
point.
Let me put it in the street.
Yeah, I had to look at
Let me
that.
put it in the street form. How many times have y'all fucked a woman and heard her say you love her and you hardly know her? Versus doing something for a woman that you love and she treats you like shit because she's not relating to it.
right.
I'll keep doing this, and you doing stuff for her, but she ain't gonna do for you.
Yeah.
You're doing stuff for her that she just can't figure out how to do for you. So it's made a good point, the price on it, but you made a very good point saying that women will put marriage at the forefront of dating, but have a problem with it when you mention, and in my opinion, and I'm not disregarding sex at all. I believe it's the most beautiful thing in the world. I believe it's in a married relationship, it's one of the glues that keep you together. But sex is a throwaway compared to how much you need to study and learn about marriage before you jump in.
Because you know what, and to add on to that, as a women, they think I think that's just natural for them just to do that, to want marriage, because they're looking for security, they're looking for support.
Right.
That's just in their makeup. It's just in their genetic makeup. That's just a woman.
Right.
As a man is a hunter. He gonna go out and lay claim anywhere in any place he can. It's just
but
our
women
nature.
provide security as well. It's just in a different way.
In a different way. But what I'm saying is still like, and no, women be like, oh, I'm independent. Listen, honey.
Yeah.
Throw that shit out the window.
We
all.
Every
Every woman wants a good man.
There you.
They don't want to wake up lonely on the cold side of the bed. They want somebody. They want support. They want security, man. That's just their nature, And any women can, and they'll probably be all the independent women out there. They'll probably fight that statement, but they know it's true deep down inside.
And I have a problem with the word independent because independent was never meant to be used in the context with relationship, companionship, and marriage. So if you're an independent woman, that's cool, but you're not a wife. You haven't studied how to be a wife. You don't know any wifely duties. But you're being independent. I'm not saying you shouldn't make your paper.
Right.
And you made a good point about the garbage man. If that garbage man, I have never heard of garbage man losing his job.
There's always gonna be garbage.
You know what I'm saying? I've never heard a garbage man losing his job. I heard them going up and
on
getting
Tuesday.
trucks. That's actually garbage day is Tuesday. So if y'all Tuesday and Thursday.
All right, look, you know what? We can talk about relationships till we turn blue in the
show
face.
be over.
Yeah, we about to jump in.
But quite honestly, I wanted us to really look at one real quickly, if we could. First and foremost, it is Black History Month, 2015. So we do want to bear in mind that as we look at this month, in retrospect, we do have to make our plans for the future for African Americans in the United States, and of course, in that future is commingled with so many different people and aspects of our culture in America, as we seek to look for a brighter future for all. Also, we celebrate the birthday of Hank Aaron. Forgive me for not having exact year of birth, but it is his birthday, and as we do look at two dynamics of coming and going, of life and death, we do send our blessings to Bobby Brown as he anticipates the potential loss of his daughter, his and Whitney Houston's daughter, who was found face down in a tub and has not come out of out of an induced coma a number of days ago. And we do celebrate the anticipation of Bobby's child coming with his new girlfriend or wife. Is his girlfriend or wife?
I think he's remarried.
He's okay with his new wife. So we do see that God will send us while taking away. We know not the machinations or the mechanisms of his action. We do.
If you don't lay off that fried food, he gonna end in trouble soon.
Well, we do. We just want to acknowledge that
brother
we do.
got big.
Let him finish.
We do know that.
Right.
It sounded like he was doing a eulogy, and somebody in the crowd was like,
but you know what?
No, it's just this is something we just have. I just want to make sure we got that clears. We are aware of our icons and what happens within their personal lives.
Well, I say, just to quote the great Yogi Berra, it's not over till it's over. I still have her in my prayers. I'm still thinking about
she still could pull out.
She still could pull out, because you don't know.
We've seen all kinds of stuff.
There you go. You don't know what.
You never know what God has in plan.
You don't know what a plan is.
Right.
I'm praying that.
And if Bobby is believing, and he's the father, it's another thing. If any fathers out there, if he's the father and he's believing,
yeah, man,
he's got to have the last say.
Exactly.
Can't do it until you get a piece in your spirit. This might be the thing to take Bobby over the edge to the next, and hopefully get him closer in and more in.
Closer to what?
Closer into you know,
Getting himself together.
yeah, getting himself
But
together.
who's to say?
Did
that
he have
he's
a
not?
stroke?
I don't know. I don't. He
I
had a
didn't-
stroke.
Yeah,
years
he
ago.
did
Yeah,
have.
I
That's
didn't-
why
I
his
was
mouth
wondering
was
why his mouth
crooked.
was all crooked.
Yeah, that's why his
Nobody
mouth
even
was
said nothing
crooked.
about that.
Yeah, I don't know.
think that's
you're
crack.
right.
That's
Right.
not-
I don't
that's
know
not crackish,
because I
is
haven't
it?
talked to Bobby this
Yeah.
week. I don't know how his life is. or
I
his
mean,
life.
I know that his mouth was crooked back in the day because it wasn't because pre-stroke. I mean, hey, you know, he was in love with the cocoa.
That's what I'm saying.
Right.
That's
Evidently.
what
But I think that's
said.
what you know.
You
that,
know.
you know, you can have little.
You
mini
can't say
strokes.
the P on that prerogative no more. My prerogative.
Oh, that's the one
can
thing.
do
His
what he
mouth
wants to
falls-
do.
Hold up now. That's the one thing. When Bobby go to sing, his mouth will. It's like a transformer.
Yeah, he
you go
can
right
sing,
into that
but
mode.
yeah, but-
Those singers can.
But in an interview, you just be like
Yeah,
I was
you
wondering
know,
why his mouth was crooked. and
Hey, you know, hey,
twisted.
you know, and I just said that I know not
I
whether or
didn't
not.
know.
I just know that there are
Blessings
reactions
to the
when you're
family.
enjoying
Yeah,
certain
exactly.
recreational activities, which I may or may not have experience with.
All I know is when he
Crooked
was the
mouth.
New Edition reunion tour, he had to step to the side and catch his breath.
Well, that was also that extra 50 pounds he was
Oh,
carrying.
yeah.
Candy girl.
Yeah, he tried. I seen him
somebody
I
stuffed
seen
him
him
in
for
his
one of his
suit.
birthday celebrations at at R&B Live, and
No, you know what? Let's not. I didn't bring him up. Bring that.
No,
up for
we
us
didn't-
to
we weren't
bust
trying to
on.
do that,
Yeah,
but I'm-
trying to go off
it's
on
too
him.
soon.
It's way too
The
soon.
king of
Yeah, way
R&B.
too
Let's
soon.
let's hope that his
God bless
daughter
Bobby
makes
and his
it.
family.
I want his daughter to make it out.
Me too,
You know,
man.
but
Really
the problem
do.
is they do say that at this point, that if she was to recover, that
be a
she would have,
vegetable?
brain damage that would.
I mean,
So
you made a
hard
good
one.
you made a good
Cognitive
point.
skills are-
Just believing as much as we
You
can
know.
believe.
Yeah.
Well, if she pulls through, if she getting all the money, so she can hire somebody to wipe her drool.
What about did she not marry?
Nah, that's
the
No,
other
she didn't
guy?
get married.
That was not
Wasn't that
official.
her
that
godbrother?
was her godbrother or something.
Well,
yeah,
but they-
Bobby said
false.
they didn't get
They've
married.
been
They
together
get
since
married.
they were like 12.
Yeah,
or
that's
he was 12 and
false.
she was 10. So they've
Oh,
been
they
like
had been together for that long.
now. Yeah, they took him under their wing at 12. I think Bobby was 10, if I'm correct.
Oh, and they had a relationship. that
And
long.
now they were like boyfriend and girlfriend.
I remember
He's
that.
the one that found her.
No,
he's not
Now
the one that found
reports
him. I'm
that
sorry.
says another dude named Lomax.
The white dude.
I don't know if he's a white
It
dude.
was
Some,
a white
some,
dude.
some cat.
The
named
white dude whose girlfriend almost overdosed on drugs 2 weeks ago.
Jesus.
So I'm just, hey, people, look.
Two and two makes
I just,
four.
You know,
You
we
just reporting what you
I'm
got.
just,
There you
I'm just
go.
saying
You did-
what has been,
and 2 and 2 makes 4. I get what you're saying.
you know. So hey, I mean, but hey, you know what? If you ask a guy like myself, then you play. You know, Dre knows where I'm going. But there's a number of things that call into
But
play.
yo, if you play around,
when
in
with
that
the wrong
arena,
yeah, with the music industry, there are blood sacrifices, and
oh, here we go.
He's like, uh-oh.
look, I'm a conspiracy theorist.
Okay, there.
And Andre is the angry black man.
Baphomet.
Yeah.
He's the angry black man. I'm the conspiracity theorist.
That's barbershop 101 right,
right.
there.
And these are we are, you know, at,
And we
you
the
know,
barbers in between talking about, y'all crazy, nigga. Lost your mind. What you need to do conspiracy on that girl ass was in here over there.
I'm kind of in the middle, but
next?
I lean towards
Charlie,
conspiracy too.
get your son
sometimes.
off the damn floor. We trying to get him over this chair now.
Remember they used to have a shoe shine man in the barbershop? They never had a
Yes.
shoe shine man.
Yeah, I'm from Baltimore, man. So
old
it was
school.
the
Be
barbershop.
more-
Yeah.
Be more careful.
That's
Some of them had
that's what
pool
made me-
tables in the back room.
Oh, pool table and in Baltimore.
Oh yeah, Baltimore.
They
Yeah.
had the
All
numbers
kind of
was in the
stuff.
back.
I lived
That
in
was
D-
the back office.
I lived in D.C. for 6 years, so
Oh,
I used
yeah.
to go over to in Baltimore. It's different.
Be more.
Yeah, yeah. It's,
That's all I say. It's
it's,
just different.
good. It's quick good, quick bad.
Yeah.
So what is it called when a person's with them a long time and they considered married? You think that might
Yeah.
Common law.
common,
Common
law?
law.
So
7
you
years
think
in
he
most
might
states.
say common law? I want that money.
Who?
But no, because
young boy?
7 years within 7 years they weren't adults.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they
you
You know what
weren't
I'm saying?
adults
The
living
guy
in their
can't
own.
be more than hell's
Yeah,
that
they were
dude.
kids.
That
And they
dude
have to be
can't
living in their
more
own.
than-
It has to be like Bobby would have had to own the house and him move in with her.
Right. And say they moved in with Bobby Brown, and the Whitney Houston.
So
Oh,
can
well,
he say
well,
he's
'cause they
used
were
to a
together when
certain
they were-
lifestyle?
He can do
He
that.
can say, I'm
It was
accustomed
California
to
lawyers. If they've been
Yeah.
living here and he's been living with them
Yeah.
since.
Oh,
he
they
was
live in
like
Atlanta.
Georgia.
though.
Like 12.
They live in Georgia.
Atlanta. Yeah.
They're in
They
Atlanta?
live in Georgia.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's been
So
12
he's
years.
ass out.
Yeah,
No
I don't
money for
know.
you.
I don't know if he could.
They're
the right
not
lawyer-
blood. There's no blood. They share no blood
No.
between them.
No.
So it's
No
not
bloodline.
Yeah.
No.
But if he gets the right lawyer and he say, "Hey, I was used to a certain lifestyle and all of them died," I don't know who gonna sue.
Ah, that's crazy.
I hope this is not over monies. Hopefully this is as random a thing as possible. Just an unfortunate coincidence that they've suffered the same fate. But
How ironic is that?
it's certainly enough. Now there's much broader issues that I just want to get this out there because the other day Andre had showed me something online that many of you out there may have witnessed, and I was discussing with Johnny Depp before the show, before we went live, in regards to the loss of a Jordanian fighter pilot at the hands of ISIS in a horrific act of murder.
ISIL, as President Barack Obama calls them. I don't know which one is correct.
Well, ISIL, Islamic State, what does the L stand for when they go?
Lunatic.
Nah, but I mean, but it was First Lieutenant Moaz Al-Kasbeh, and forgive me if I butchered that, but Lieutenant Moaz, Jordanian fighter pilot.
They're already upset about the girl who doing porn, so they can really be upset about.
Yeah, but that was different. That was Libya. She's Libyan,
but she's Muslim, right?
She's Muslim, yeah. But it's just a notion.
Aren't they all Muslim? So they burned up a Muslim dude too.
Yeah. Yeah.
So how is it? See that
they not? It's not a religious thing when they just take his hostages.
Well, I don't know if people, have you got like JD? You said you haven't seen. Troy, have you seen that? Have you seen the burning of the pilot? How it went down?
No,
I didn't bring my computer. I want to see it. Here it go.
It's the worst thing you'll ever see in your life.
They had him in a cage.
It's as bad as
and they lit some gasoline, and it was good production though. They had different
production
camera
value was
slow
high.
motion. No, it was. That's what made it so bad.
I think that's the scariest thing about ISIS. They have HD and they have the best cameras. It's not the fact they got
edited it up
and
everything.
It's the fact that
they had that weird music in the background.
Wow.
And then literally,
was he alive in there? Was he
yes.
down?
When he literally is watching.
He
the
says
flame come
he saw the flame coming. He said his prayers like, "Hey, this is it."
Yep. And then
he didn't
Flame
scream
on.
or nothing. He just took it like a man and
he
walked
was
around a little bit.
He walked
then
around a little bit.
fell
He was
out.
full on engulfed in flame.
Yeah, they drenched him with alcohol. With gasoline. So when it hit, it just
Human Torch.
yeah.
Johnny Blaze.
But that is some serious faith and macho shit. Because I'd have been cussing him out till the flame hit me.
Now this
Ain't
the
nothing you
point
can do.
being
Yeah,
is two questions.
Kiss my ass. Fuck all y'all. Run your mouth.
Switch.
Now, what I wanted to get at, in all seriousness, in particular, and certainly in regards to this topic, which bears no measure of comedy, as displayed by my illustrious co-host Andre Lavelle. What do you guys think of? Well, two things. First, why is ISIS so brutal? And that brutality, as has been evidenced and illustrated, I will say that it is comparative to what historically has been seen, as JD and I spoke of before the show. The Inquisition has in no way been any less horrific or certainly not any more horrific than what we're seeing today. I make that point, of course, in knowing that there could be some argument against that. But what is the power of vengeance? Can we see the vengeance as demonstrated by the Jordanian Imam King Abdullah, as he ordered the immediate death of no less at this point than 2 of 8 ISIS prisoners that Jordan is holding right now? Immediately he ordered the death of all 8, and subsequent to this morning, was yesterday morning, they have already killed 2 of those not hostages, 2 of those war prisoners. Okay, so now what I'm putting on the table, gentlemen, when we see this eye for an eye mentality as ordained in the Shagra law, which all Muslims are supposed to adhere to, an eye for an eye, would you suggest
Bible
or
as well, though.
it is. Now let's discuss this. My point being, does the United States need to take the gloves off in either anticipation or proactively in this war in ISIS? Does this call for the removal of gloves? Gentlemen.
This is going to be something where, anybody that works in the depths of the government, if they happen to be watching in the United States, they're probably kind of like, I don't think anybody outside of the United States old boy is more gangster than the United States old boys. They know how to do gangster. I think what we're seeing emulated in other countries,
They learn from us.
Yo,
we don't we don't.
Well,
go
now you suggest that.
I'm not talking about torture-wise.
No, but I would
I'm
contest
talking about
that they learn from us.
swiftness.
What point are you making, though? They learn from us what?
That everything that they're doing,
Guantanamo Bay.
it's what goes around comes around.
But United States has not done these type of things, these type of war
Not
crimes.
war crimes, no, but
We're in a position now where
it's war on us right now.
It just hasn't been, and also it hasn't been televised. Right now, we're seeing everything.
Right.
But, you know, I've heard horrid stuff from family members that were in infantry and were in the special forces of the stuff they went in and did.
Stuff they
Our
did in
guys did,
Vietnam.
right.
On
Blowing up malls to look for Noriega. Malls, like we in Sherman Oaks Mall,
So it's
Galleria,
raping and
and
pillaging.
it's gone.
So
The
it's
whole
ca-
thing.
He's not there, back up.
So it's kind of like United
it's-
States
it's-
can't throw rocks at the glass house.
Yeah, it's
Right.
but at the same time, you know, we the big power, and we don't, you know, it's I can't talk on the things that I haven't got involved with when it comes to military, because when they go in, they know, you know, Marines are taught to kill.
Yeah,
that is their job to go in and kill. Who kill who? Him. Pop. What do you do?
They destroy and pillage,
Yeah.
man. That's
We
all-
just don't. We just don't.
I would adhere. I would ask you to qualify that if you say, you know, to pillage. Now the connotation with pillage it would be
Going in, raping their
akin
women,
to-
taking their food.
and taking their resources.
Vietnam.
Got a lot of
hard to say.
got a lot of black kids in Vietnam.
Hard to say because
Well, them
when-
little curly head
No,
Asians running around.
No,
You know
but,
what I mean?
okay, that's you got a point there, but I'm simply saying
A very
pillage,
sharp
blue
point at
eyes,
that.
when you- right.
light hair.
Yeah,
But when you think of
We the
pillage,
only ones got ass
I don't
over
think
there.
we pillage. I think
That's right.
we might go in
Arnold
and
Schwarzenegger.
stay. I think we as powerful a state is that we go in and stay
Okay,
places.
what's the
How much
what's
of the
what's-
gold was missing
Check
from?
this out. You know what? And I'll back my statement up with this. Not to cut you off, Dre. I'll back my statement. What was that war we went in the '90s when we went in there and we burnt everything to the ground and then we hired somebody. Bush hired a company from the United States to go back over there and build it up. What was that?
It's
What was
still
that?
continuing today, isn't it?
But you know what I'm saying. You understand what I'm saying? Like, yeah, we go in there, we fuck shit up.
Yeah, I'm not, and I don't know I know.
And then put a and then not only that, and then put a figurehead in there.
That's
And
been
say-
going
We'll
on
put a
forever
whole.
and a day.
We'll put a
Yeah.
whole.
We'll set up a
embassy.
whole
We'll set up a
state,
whole
dog.
embassy
We'll
and
set up
take
a
over the
whole
government.
state.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not a game. When we
It's
go
not
in.
a game. That's
Right.
real gangster.
So that's what I'm saying. We're known to go in and stay, and that's part of the problem. Is many people have wanted us to leave once we've rectified circumstances.
It's like, no, you called on us. We did.
Well,
So it's
sometimes we just
effective-
go in there when we ain't got no business being over there.
And
sometimes.
in the Middle East, in many places we don't belong there. But I'm saying the systematic colonization of foreign lands
hello.
is
That's-
epidemic in the
you
history
said
of
it.
American history.
Well,
Say
here's
it
the
again.
thing.
So
Well,
there's
it's
one thing I'm
European
saying.
history as well. Europe started all of this, and if you follow the money in the bloodlines, it's all.
Well, I mean, we can go back into Bible days, King days, and they've taken lands and calling it Holy Crusades. Been going on for
course.
Right.
And so what's the difference in what they're doing and what other countries have done?
They're
That's why
trying to do
I
something-
referenced the Inquisition earlier.
Yeah.
Right.
We've
the
seen
only
this.
thing I don't understand with ISIS that like the two guys they took and they said, all right, China or Japan, we want $200 million.
Right.
If I'm in that video, for one, I'm like, y'all need to just go ahead and kill me now because you don't understand. First off, no one negotiates with terrorists in the UN. So if they're part of the UN, they don't negotiate with terrorists. And y'all know this. So who are y'all trying to get money from? That's when I saw it on TV. I said, why are they asking for $200 million? That's like me and you on stage. Huh? If you don't send the money immediately, we have two black what?
All right.
$5 million?
We'll send
We-
a letter to their
we
family
need
and
$5
say,
Two pieces and a
million.
biscuit.
Right. We need $5 million. We lost the internet. We're losing numbers. We need
we have no
ain't
value.
happening.
150.
whatsoever.
You have no value.
giving away cell
and we
phone.
can just send Liam Nielsen over there.
Liam Neeson.
I will find you.
Right.
I have a set of skills.
But
Right.
you know,
on the
will
phone the
allow
whole time.
me
Nobody
to-
hung up.
but like you said, but
I'm just
getting back
letting you
to
know.
getting back to the subject.
Give me my
I-
damn money. Click.
They're doing what that's what's been done throughout history. But I think what it is now is just like is this being televised,
Okay.
and it's in your face. Like back then, it wasn't like if you ain't know.
Yeah, Cohen
Yeah,
tells
yeah,
them,
we-
you know,
yeah,
how
the
did
government-
how do they
yeah.
get that guy in a position to assassinate Martin Luther King Jr.? How did the Secret Service literally the Secret Service got literally turn around in the car in front of JFK, shoot him in his head, turn back around, sit down.
Chris Rock said a
no
joke
one,
that was
you
the
know,
funniest thing ever. He
how
was
does this
like,
happen?
Marilyn Monroe pussy was so good, it made JFK go out and get a convertible. That was the funniest thing.
One of the things I want to get out there to quantify one of the things, qualify and qualify one of the things that Troy just said in regards to the 200 million that was requested. ISIS, or was it AQAP or was it ISIS that killed the Japanese? It was ISIS.
Did they kill him? I hope they killed him.
They killed him. They did kill him.
I mean, not saying I hope they killed him, but
well, the 200 million they requested was an amount that Japan had donated monetarily to the coalition effort against them. So that's how they came up with the figure 200 million. It wasn't as random as many people believe. It was specifically the amount that Japan has donated. Now, we do understand that Japan is part of the coalition, but they've only dedicated monetary assets so far.
Right.
What's happening right now with the reprisals of Jordan and that country, they're stepping up their whole game in terms of the attacks on ISIS. But we have seen the United Arab Emirates fall back on their commitment to the efforts because they're now fearful of their pilots perhaps going down and them, of course, being murdered in such a way if they're to be caught by ISIS. So I asked you gentlemen one more thing. I mean, this is a broader question. Is it possible that we are in the throes, albeit in the midst of World War III, and we may not be aware of it?
Not hardly.
Not hardly?
No.
Because first off, this whole ISIS thing is propaganda, keeping the whole American
focus where they needed to be.
Because ISIS don't own any planes. They don't have any ships. They don't have a navy. There's no way they can do anything to us, really.
No,
and they're a small group. Who's funding them?
That's what I was
about to say. It's
who's
not
funding
quite
them?
True on what they.
Yeah,
that's the thing. That's the big question.
Because remember, we were saying the same thing about Al Qaeda. And what happens is it's not the fact that with these terrorists, the power of terrorist cells isn't the fact that they are united front. It's the fact that they have cells that are committed to die for that cause.
Right.
So
Theological
they
reasons,
know the
Trump.
United States has a good presence of who is involved with ISIS.
But
who
to
are
say
here.
it's World War III.
Yeah, World War III is a whole nother animal because it's a hard and don't get me wrong.
Well,
World War III is if World War III is a different type of war.
Maybe it's a different type of war because and maybe we need to look at the fact that
It'll be nuclear.
Well,
no, but
well,
literally
what I'm saying
one of us.
Okay, no, the considerations that I'm offering is we are seeing so many things happening globally with an unprecedented air of the simultaneous. There's something
but has it
major
always
happening.
been that way, and it's just that the technology
We're just getting it late.
I
think that's
or
what's happening.
Or the potential for ultimate destruction is now exponentiated based on technology.
It's always been there, though.
That's the thing.
I think
that's
Has
what
it
I
always
said
been
earlier.
the ability for one country to off a whole other country
I'm
with one
talking
pressing
about-
of a button? That has not always been the case.
No, I'm talking about all this barbaric behavior that's going on.
That's always been
that's
around.
always
We're just
been
seeing it.
around. You're just seeing it
Right.
now. It's like smacking you in the face. Like,
Remember a movie back in the 80s called The Faces of Death?
Yep.
Yeah.
And they made like Faces of Death 12.
Yeah, I know, right.
And they were showing people get beheaded and all this kind of stuff.
been
And then
going on.
and what's the he was the president and one of the presidents in Africa when the rumble
Idi
in the jungle
Amin?
took Idi Amin.
Idi Amin.
Yeah.
How many people did he kill? Matter of fact, where they put the ring, wasn't the ring above the cells?
They're killing people in Africa now.
Everything
is ISIL.
Right.
Nobody say anything.
2,000 Nigerians were killed the same time this thing happened in Paris.
All right, well, the Boko Haram out of Nigeria, is it? Right? Okay, now obviously what we see in American media is going to be a lack of interest in what happens in the continent of Africa unless there are natural resources that would dictate such. Comparatively speaking, in the Middle East, obviously there's gold. I'm sorry, not gold, but
oil.
Oil.
And see,
gold maybe 3,000 years ago harvested by the aliens. Conspiracy theories abound. But oil in the Middle East.
well,
JD.
here's my thing.
We're gonna hear some words. We're gonna hear some words from the alien.
I'm telling you, man. You guys don't know, man. You guys need to research.
but
You need to research, man.
No
Gold
offense.
is the most precious element in the universe.
Gold?
And everyone needs
So
it.
says the other universes.
Yes.
So says it all.
Yeah,
want
nah,
your gold.
you know what?
We can't get it from anywhere but Earth.
I'm with you on
You guys-
this.
you gotta research.
There's other
You're right. You're
there's
right.
other planets and there's other universes that do exist. That is true. We're not alone. But anyway, back to
Not
the
even
news.
on this planet, because they got lizard men in the center of the Earth.
Hey, man.
There's at least see, there's at least 3 reptilian forms that live underneath the surface of the United States. We do not know how deeply beneath the mantle, the crust that they. But there's a number of tribes, Native American tribes, primarily the Hopi Indian, who can authenticate their origins as coming from the ant people. Now, the ant people were extraterrestrials which took home underneath the mantle and crust of the earth. And then at the time of the Great Flood, JD's looking at me like I'm fucking crazy.
Nah, I'm
But at
just
the time
taking
of
it all
the
in.
Great
I'm
Flood,
like,
This is what happens
the
when
whole-
you have too much time on your
No,
hands.
no. At the time,
study it.
the last time the world was destroyed by natural disaster, which was the flood, which is documented in every corner of the earth. The Hopi Indians of that time, the Native Americans of that time, now to be known as Hopi Indians, were taken, in fact, underneath the earth crust by the ant peoples, and
Well,
that's
look
how
at
they
Atlantis.
survived
all that.
survived the
I saw
Great
Bigfoot
Flood.
once.
You know what?
But nah, you
I
know what?
mean,
I'm with
you know,
you. Like, nah,
the-
nah.
the
You know what?
suggestion-
You're not alone. As
Charlie,
far as
I
the-
get your
know.
son off the floor, man. It's time for him to get his hair cut.
Nah, you know
You
what?
see all kind of shit on
You-
Sunset.
You're
though.
not. You're not alone
seen-
as far
I've
as
seen
the
some bad
alien
people.
thing because I mean it's out there, man.
Look. I'll tell you what.
That's real stuff.
I at least at the very least I will say this, and Andre, you can laugh at me all you want.
They got the technology.
I
They listening to you.
definitely-
If you going to welcome them in, they
right,
going to come
my
and get
opinions, I can back up my
Sterling.
opinions
It's Lexington.
with theory, if not fact, while you simply choose to deny what I assert with no assertions to back up your assertion. I can back up what I can say with
Theories and
with
books
theory
and
upon
writings
theory upon theory,
Written by
and
other crazy people. But it's
yes,
cool.
I know. But I just want people to understand that
It's all good.
there's a
And
lot
sick with love,
happening.
baby.
would say-
It's love, baby.
There's a lot. Okay, see, and Troy's, Troy.
No, I'm saying
Troy's,
comedian.
you know what, Troy? Hey,
I'm
Troy's
promoting.
got baking soda.
I got cocoa butter. No, I can't. I don't.
Coming up.
That's the worst smell in the world, man. I'm sorry.
Thursday.
But
The
you
bacon
know
soda-
what?
I mean, crack. I mean,
But back to what you were saying
Oh,
about the
sorry.
news.
Right.
Sherlock
The
Holmes
news-
was a.
And I gotta
Yeah.
agree with Dre on this. It's propaganda because the United States news, they only want you to know what they want you to know.
Right.
They're not gonna
Right.
report the real deal.
Yeah, they gotta keep the
They
patriotism
gotta,
going.
Yeah, they gotta
Right.
keep it going. Like, and not for nothing. Look at that 9/11 thing. Like, you go back and look at that, you like, okay, really, dude? Like, I mean, for a minute they pulled a fast one on us. But
Yeah,
then you
that
sit
was-
back and you start looking at it, you be like, wow.
here's the gangster.
That's
I believe
gangster.
Michael Moore is one of the most gangster filmmakers of all time. To be able to pull off what he did when he did Fahrenheit 9/11 and not be killed and get an award. And I'm sure he
Yeah,
gets
no.
all kinds of threats and all kinds of stuff. And he hasn't shut up yet. They waiting for him to just kill.
Didn't he
over
move to
from a heart
Canada
attack.
or is he still in the United States?
I don't know where
Because he's from
lives.
Detroit.
Yeah,
He's from Michigan.
He's from Michigan. He's from Flint.
So,
Well,
he's from Flint.
he from
Let's
Flint.
make no
Flint.
mistake that the powers that be have been known to put out, albeit double agents, if you will.
Yeah,
and
that's
of course, the
That's
reason
true.
why he has survived, who knows, maybe he could be a part of the misdirection, because we do know that the powers that be do hide in plain sight. I'll reference the Super Owl, which took place over this last weekend. And if any of you know what I'm talking, why I say the Super Owl as opposed to Super Bowl, all you have to do is just look at the historical significance of the owl, where it concerns those within the powers that be, and you'll reference what I'm talking about in the Super Owl as opposed to Super Bowl.
But see-
Andre's about to probably laugh himself out of his seat.
No.
But-
It's all good, but because that's part of
Misdirection.
You're right, the misdirection.
If-
the great
if
And
misdirection.
the
30
same thing can be
billion-
applied to religion.
Yeah, religion and everything. I mean, just the fact that we're able to go online and look at how ISIS tortured somebody and see it over and over and over again. Now we're forming in our heads that ISIS is the worst thing in the world.
Right.
But what happened with Al Qaeda and Osama bin Laden is we started realizing that, hold up, we were working with the bin Laden family. The government we supplied them. Hold up, we supplied
Something
them to
went-
fight the
Right,
Russians.
something went wrong. There's a deal went sour.
It didn't. It's just the fact that the children of the people of power go on to see that, oh, it's wrong. We can't, because we went in we did the same thing in Afghanistan. Went in, let's go again, take over. You know, so it's, and I'm not being, and this is just
And even
factual. I'm not
Osama's
being a
family
conspiracy
in New
theorist.
York, weren't they hustled or hustled out of the town when this went down?
When
The rest
9/11
of-
hit,
yeah, right.
flew 'em out.
They,
The
if the
Osama
only
family,
planes
yeah.
that flew out,
That
because I
was
was in
them.
Baltimore, the only plane, because they kept saying there was a plane in the air,
That was
had
them.
the Bin Laden family,
The family.
and because they have an embassy here, they were getting them out of the country.
And I was a flight attendant at the time, and I was trapped in the Bahamas, and they were like,
It was one flight in the air,
"There it is."
and
That's
that
a
was
nice
the
place
one.
to be.
Wow.
But anyway,
Yeah,
in
that
the
was a
Bahamas,
perfect
I
place
was
to be.
chilling, but
Strange bedfellows.
Right, right.
You know, I mean,
There's a
But-
documentary you have to see. It's called From Kennedy to 9/11. Everything's constructed by the wealthy. It's 3 hours long.
the
but
one
it's-
I can't disagree with that.
the 1%, the Rothschilds, and all those
Yeah,
cats, man,
exactly.
they go way back,
Exactly,
man.
exactly.
Skulls and
Talking about
bones
war,
and all that.
See, wait,
man.
the Holocaust.
He
that's
said
real
skull and
talk.
bones,
Skull and
so you
bones.
know
That's not-
exactly
that's
what
Bill-
I'm
yeah,
talking
that's
about.
not
Bill
conspiracy.
Clinton and
That's
all those
very,
cats
very
is part
real.
of that, man.
Exactly.
Yeah, they come from that, man.
Remember,
And-
they should start getting people to open up the books on masonry and all that
Well,
stuff. that's just,
well, there's
you know,
only been
Not-
every
not
president.
brick
The
building.
two presidents that have been assassinated were the only presidents that were not Masons, and that's why they're.
you know, a lot of sisters done tuned out a while ago. All the brothers like, I've been trying to tell Earl, y'all listen to this. Get Charlie off the floor, bring him over here, put him in the
Right,
chair.
the only
Sister-
presidents that have been assassinated were Lincoln, successfully assassinated Lincoln and Kennedy. And neither one of those were Masons, and Kennedy was about to expose the powers of that are powerful above the U.S. government. And so, look, you know, a lot of stuff has happened. We want people to be aware. That's what the Man Cave is about. It's about discussion. Before we sign out, I want to
like a
make sure that
barbershop.
people know that Troy Rollins will be hosting the 2015 BET
I'll be one of the
Experience.
BET didn't hire me. Let me say that. But I'll be with my Clear Picture Productions team at Clear Pictures Pride on Instagram and Twitter. Clear Pictures Productions. If you go on YouTube, check them out. Also, this is my team. I became executive producer of a project called Where Have All the Fathers Gone? A phenomenal movie with phenomenal actors, including Oscar winner Louis Gossett Jr., giving our perspective on how we feel fatherlessness has affected the community, going back all the way to the slave trade and some other things that happened. Awesome director and woman who created this project named Rashana Moore. And shout out to Clear Picture Productions and all the stuff they're doing. And also, she's my production manager that's getting me onto a lot of media stuff this year. So I will be at the BET Experience this year, holding it down, giving a shout out to everybody and interviewing some great folks and just getting more involved with a lot of the media things that I've wanted to do for a while, as well as heavy on the comedy circuit here in LA this year. So I'm back at it. I have a book deal, so that's been keeping me writing. So yeah, it's going to be exciting 2015.
Awesome. Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you so much.
on
At
that.
Troy Rollins on
Congratulations.
Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. Hit me up.
There it is. All right. You can find me at Johnny Depp on Twitter, Johnny Depp on Facebook. And I go out and pick up that Formula R3, www.formula3.com.
Can I keep this?
Please do.
I'm just,
And what
Please
happens
do.
to she in the morning?
She'll
gentlemen,
love you.
Like
see,
she'll
that's
love
the
you in
problem.
the
We gotta go
morning.
back.
Even
to
if
talk.
you're
We
a
gotta do a
truck
show
driver.
on that. Y'all gotta bring
She'll
it
love
back
you in the
to
morning.
talk
she'll
about it.
Or a
Wow.
garbage man.
Yeah, she'll love. Yeah, yeah, exactly.
what's up, people.
So, there you go, man. So go check that out, man. You know,
PCW Fit. Everything.
Yeah, see, this picture's a little. I want her to be. I want her to be. Drool coming out of mouth.
Hey,
hand
but
messed
you
up.
know
He's
what? But that had gone from a frown to that. So
Oh,
yeah, so it's progression.
Oh, it's progression.
Andre, you were saying.
Oh, you can catch me. The new website is launched, PCWFit.com, and also Instagram, Facebook, all those social media sites under PCW Fit.
Well, I'm your man Lex Steele here at Man Cave. We are here every Thursday night, 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. Pacific Time, 10 p.m. to 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. For all the good people here at LA Talk Radio, I want to thank you for joining us tonight. We know there are many options. We appreciate the fact you joined us here for Barbershop Talk, coming to you live on the Man Cave. Take us out, Dre.
Straight talk from our perspective. This is Man Cave Live with with your host, Lexington Steele, and co-host, Andre Lavelle, and Johnny Depp on LA Talk Radio. Let's get it in.